What's up, everybody? It's been a while.
Hello.
Let's see here. Put that like that.
There we go.
Got our a new setup here. We got kicked out of
The other one.
the studio. It's now a playroom for the kids. Getting ready to do podcast. Hopefully you can hear it. But hopefully it's not too far away that we can't do things. Let's see here.
Who knows? The better audio quality is on the actual podcast version.
Yes.
Because we're not fancy enough to be able to get it to go to the camera as well.
Not yet. Not yet. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Check 1 to 2.
These are the fun voice times.
Yes. That's the reverb.
Is the, right. Forgot the alien works for you.
Yeah.
We need to get more of these.
I need to figure out how to download them and put them on there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that was
So there's like a whole board you can set up too.
I saw that, like a digital board. But wasn't that software Windows only? And we're using a Mac, so we're hosed.
Yeah.
Hosed. Straight hosed.
All right. So you ready?
Yeah, let's do this thing.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Let's Open It Podcast, episode 20, with John and Gavin.
Woo! Our triumphant return. Oh,
Yes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Yes.
Too kind.
Please like all our social medias and hit that subscribe button on the whatever you listen to the podcast. So it's automatically downloaded every time that we come out with a new episode. We've just been quite busy in life.
Oh, God. Yeah.
With Gavin starting a new job and my back, I'm on disability again. And it's just, it's been a lot.
It's been fun.
But we missed a lot of things. We got a lot of things to catch up on.
Yeah, so I have not prepared a whole another round of show notes. We'll briefly talk about some of the latest news and in Zeitgeist, and then kind of transition to the second half of our last show.
That's whatever. We can just talk about nerd stuff.
Yes.
What do you want to start with?
I'm just gonna.
Let's talk about Lorcana.
So
It's currently...
What is a box of it going for? I see you got the TCG pulled up.
It is going for $311.
Oh
I should
my
have bought it
gosh.
not just 4 days ago. It was $280.
Wow. So it's jumped $50.
Yes, I wanted to get... I mean, yeah, because it's... I mean,
that's
the peak was 342. Okay, so like, I don't know. I want to get it because I think it's a game that's going to be around for a while. This might be a good investment. But you don't know about new card games.
Yeah, I think it will do very well in the short term. Long term, I think they have to make certain decisions to prove that they'll stick around. I think most people believe it's going to succeed because it's got Disney money backing it, but that's not exactly how projects like this work. Because like we've seen Star Wars games come and go, we've seen Marvel games come and go, like the Versus 2-player card game, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there are these massive multi-billion dollar, multi-million dollar IPs.
Doesn't mean that they won't cut their losses if it's not.
Right. And it really kind of gets into the nitty-gritty of how game licensing works. What happened is that Disney probably cut Ravensburger a check or vice versa and to like start development basically. And then they just kind of they feed Disney a check or a residual.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of get to do their own thing after that. And now, yeah, if those checks start getting smaller and smaller, then eventually the hose will be turned off.
Yes. I did see a how game stores are.
Oh gosh, it sounds like they really hosed game stores on
Well,
this
no,
one.
it's not just that too. They're hosing game stores, but the game stores are hosing their clientele because they're charging way over MSRP.
It's one of those things with the products like, how can you not? Like, in the...
But wouldn't I mean I understand Magic the Gathering doesn't have MSRP,
Sure.
but Lorcana did. Or
Right.
it does. So wouldn't they have to adhere to the MSRP value?
It depends on how into the nitty-gritty Ravensburger wanted to get with enforcing it.
Okay.
And it sounds like there's a lot of things right now that are kind of making it, I don't know, making it kind of like a Wild West situation almost. It's kind of like the launch of Flesh and Blood, I think, all over again. Now, Flesh and Blood's got an MSRP to my understanding, but that doesn't mean anything. It seems like companies, at least game companies in this collectible space, aren't really into enforcing it because that is part of the appeal of these hobbies, is that some of the pieces can be worth more than what you put in, sort of thing.
Okay.
I just know that's just that I have no data to back this up. That is just my anecdotal experience from having worked in the industry for 3 years and also from being a collector myself.
Sorry, yeah, I'm over here looking at other things.
Yeah, getting the next thing sort of queued up.
Here in Kokomo, Indiana, we have 3 game stores. Only one game store was able to get Lorcana, and that's because they went through like an intermediary.
Yeah, so 2 of them use normal distribution channels, and then the third usually does. Oh, why can't I remember the term for it? It's been a while. Wholesale. Yeah, they buy from wholesalers. So if they bought like a wholesale Ravensburger pallet and they happen to have some Lorcana on it, there you go.
Yeah.
Or we're able to secure some basically from
Now,
that way.
I did.
The story that we were told about Lorcana, though, was very interesting.
Yes.
About a big possible little corporate conspiracy with Alliance Games.
Yeah, Alliance Games was just being shifty.
This is all alleged, and no facts to back this up. So Alliance, don't come suing us, because again, this is allegedly. But there's a lot of game stores who applied at a certain event through Alliance to carry the Lorcana, and then got their applications denied. And then a lot of their bigger clients seem to get their applications approved.
Yeah.
Again, allegedly.
But, yeah. That could be corporate greed. It was like...
Well, and I believed, and I feel like I saw it firsthand a few times, again, while working for a small game store, that's not the only sort of shifty thing the distributors do. The main thing is that they won't release all the product right away, and they'll create the artificial scarcity, and then balloon up the price.
And then they'll come out like, oh, look, we found more.
Yeah, and there was a big old dose of that with Shining Fates. But then the market had shifted, and it kind of like, once they released that next hit, it wasn't as big later on. So it kind of failed.
That's the other problem. Is you don't, on the secondary market, you got corporations just playing, like creating the artificial scarcity of things because they're just holding it back to drive the price so they can turn around, charge the LGCs or LGSs more money.
Yeah.
And then in return, they have to charge more money to their customers. So it's just like a $3 product turns into freaking $10.
Yeah. And then
like that's why
weird little experiment.
I have not bought sealed product or booster pack.
Yeah.
For about 4 cents.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I can't.
As well.
I can't justify spending. It's pricing me out of my wallet on certain products, like
Commander Masters.
Commander Masters. No, I wanted to get the Commander deck that's colorless.
Field draws here.
It's $100. Now, if you look at it, with because I built that one green deck and it cost me $200, so it's still But it's pricey for a pre-con deck, I should say.
Yes. Now it's a little bit better probably
better.
than a normal pre-con, but still not. I don't know. The whole thing that for example, the professor from Tulare Community College does is like he'll break down in like how much money would it take you to build this pre-con? So are you getting more value or about the same? Most of the time, you're maybe a couple dollars ahead when you like buy the pre-con.
I just wanted it because it was colorless. It'd be no fun to have.
Yeah, no, it's a neat archetype.
But when it first came out, when it released, it was like 130.
Right, and that was another weird thing. So like, you have stores who, and it always happens with the commander deck specifically, where there's two of them that don't sell well. Yeah, I'm noticing that same kind of weird thing going on with the headphones. It's in my left ear, but not the right ear.
Mine's in my right ear, not the left ear. It's weird.
Very strange.
You talking?
Okay. Yep.
I don't know.
That's fun. Maybe we'll try to edit this out. Oh, there we go.
That's better. I don't want to edit it out because we don't do it. We're a one.
A one shot. Oh, it's like cutting in and out. That's definitely what it is.
That's what happens when you go from adapter to a thing. Whatever.
A little bit more resistance there.
Yeah. What were you saying?
So, I don't remember. Totally derailed.
It's okay. Let's move on to, the commander decks.
Yes, commander decks. There's always like two that don't sell well. We were talking to one of the local game store owners.
Oh, yeah.
And that was totally his experience. Is that like, so the two hot ones were the Eldrazi and the Slivers, because those are very popular tribes. And then like enchantments and
Planeswalkers.
They just keep building really bad big multicolor decks.
Yeah.
Like the Jared Carthalion one from whatever set that was, I can't even remember now, was not good. So yeah, Wizards needs to stop making multicolor, like 5-color commander decks. I don't know though, because like they did hit out of the park pretty good when they made 5-color dragons way back when. That one was a good success. What are you looking at there? Is that Wilds of Eldraine?
Wilds of Eldraine.
Right, because spoilers are on for that. Also, Gingerbread Commander, guys.
Gingerbread Commander. I know, pretty excited.
So that's got to be colorless commander right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the brooding boy. It's Sir Ginger, right? That's what it is.
That's Sir Ginger, yeah. I'm just looking at, I'm looking at the product. Collector Boosters box right now is $198.
That's about right for.
But when you go into the reprinted Blood Moon,
in standard,
I think so. Because if you go to the price guide, because what is?
I mean, I guess Blood Moon.
What is? Okay, so there's Wilds of Eldraine, there's Wilds of Eldraine Enchanted Tales.
So that's a subset. It's got like the storybook treatment, but they're cards that are not in the set. Because I think the Great Henge they're doing a reprint of as well again. Kind of like what they did for.
That's because the Blood Moon is in this subset, so that's not standard.
No.
So you have to buy a different.
Probably in the collector boosters.
Okay, that's smothering.
Or box toppers. Box toppers. Probably box toppers.
The Smothering Tide is $312. It's the anime borderless confetti foil.
Oh boy.
It looks neat. I can't. This doesn't twist, but.
There we go. I can see it a lot better.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. It's not like I'm not either. Ristic Study, buddy.
That one looks neat at least. Like it's got a book and then the pages flowing around.
$322.
Yeah. So those are going to be the crazy chase things.
I'm gonna buy some Blood Moons.
Blood Moon's gone down.
Yeah, because a regular Blood Moon is, which I like the look of this one. Look at that.
Ooh, that one is really cool.
It's only $7.
Wow. That would be great in your.
I have one.
Your annoying deck. I remember when we used to.
Land tax.
Ooh, land tax. Hey, look at what's the difference of land tax. Oh, I really like that with the giant rolling up like the farm. That is sick. I'm gonna have to get me one of them. $12?
Yeah.
For a borderless land tax? What the fuck kind of world are we living in? What?
Or we can get. Oh, where'd it go?
I am a real sucker for the borderless cards. I am all about it. Like, because I always liked the look.
Look at that one.
I don't know which one I like.
That's the anime one.
I think I like that one better. Because it looks more like the normal borderlesses they do. Yeah. I'm a sucker for the borderless cards. I always was one who I really enjoyed.
Coming out with the ley lines again.
The like people who would do really good alters of extending arts on cards and making them full borders. So when they came out with the borderless cards, those are the ones I really enjoy. I think the extended arts are kind of silly, but parallel lines, wow, that was very neat.
Twice as many tokens instead. Oh.
It's doubling season, but just for tokens.
So put this in my elf deck.
Not in your elf deck.
Oh, in my green.
Well, that does plus one. You need doubling season for that. There's a white card.
No, I'm talking about elves.
Yeah, that would be
whenever I
good
create
for the
an elf
elves.
token.
Right. But yes.
You
That card's expensive.
Slap
Just
this.
look up the normal one.
Slap that B into your rats deck, or the one that creates rats tokens. The what?
Do you mean...
Or makes the same card.
Yeah, Revs, or... No, I know, Pack Rat.
Pack rat. Yeah. So...
I used to have a modern deck, and this is one of the things I found yesterday while going through some of my old things. I took the discard spells out of it, and I sold most of them. Like I had 4 Thoughts, 4 Inquisition of Kozilek, I think 4 Fatal Push at the time, and then that was like the rest of the deck. But I made a modern Rats tribal deck.
Yeah.
It did okay. I played it at F&M once, and I went like 1-3 or something like that. So like a losing record overall. But it was like a neat idea. I think had I kept refining it, it would have been something that could have worked. So it was mono black. I utilized I think Knight's Whisper. So that's basically just a Mind Rot effect, or not Mind Rot, but Sign and Blood effect. So black generic, lose 2 life, draw 2 cards. That was my only source of card draw. Did some normal, like, just basic swamps for the mana base. If I really wanted to trick it out, I could use some fetch lands, use a little bit less on those. Now there's some better utility lands that you could include. But a playset of Pack Rat, a bunch of Relentless Rats. I mean, that was the deck. Like, there's the list. It was not a difficult one. Now I think I would almost include the one that they have printed in Modern Horizons 2 instead of Relentless Rats, because it's 2 mana as opposed to 1 for, I think, that one might be a 1/1, but all the rats get +1/+0 instead of +1/+1, so it's like a little bit cheaper, which you needed, because that was kind of the difficult thing about it, was that if you didn't have a Pack Rat on 2, you weren't really doing much on 2, so that's kind of why I included the discard and some more removal spells. Oh yeah, 'cause I think I played 4 copies ago for the throat, or 2 copies ago for the throat or something in the main board, which is not like the best main board removal spell. So that was that deck. I mean, it was fun. You might get some wins with it if you refine it a little bit, maybe tune it more towards the current meta, because I mean that was years ago. We're talking 10 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. Certainly before you and I met, because it was when I was playing Modern, which I've not done in the last 4 or 5 years, maybe longer.
I need $4,800
I'm sorry. Why?
for this
Oh, signed fetish.
for Time Twister.
Oh, you want to buy a time, but that's the worst one out. That's the worst.
Look
one.
at this signed mana crypt.
That's pretty
This
sick.
I want this soul
We had one at the Kingdom once that we got out of that one crazy
and these
collection.
dualies.
If you want some dual lands, I know a guy.
I don't have so just I had some financial troubles, and I sold most of all my valuable binder cards, and then I was like, I'm an idiot, and I bought some more
Foil shocks.
foil shots because the prices were low, and I had a $5 coupon. So I got those 2. They're from Infinity, so they look real nice.
I'm jelly because I need some.
So I got them for like $30.
That's good. Jeez.
So, and right now is a good time to buy because everybody's kind of offloading because the market's kind of low. People are needing money.
Oh yeah, geez.
So,
I look at I sold my trade binder, but I still have all my decks and all of my cube. But let's take a look at the Magic collection at the moment and see where it's at.
this person has not messaged me because they're selling a box. It's here. It's here outside in Roosevelt. A box of Dominaria Remastered Draft Box for $67.
Okie dokie. Oh my gosh, it's even worse now, John. Total collection down 17.24%. My biggest loser is my Dragons deck. Oh Lord, jeez. Yeah, no, the cube's down $500. The Dragons deck is down $200. This is not good.
It's well, that's why I was like, I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace. I missed the deal of the month. Somebody had about 1,000 cards in binder pages. Said in the descriptions, like, did not search through these because I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It was $50.
It could have been something. A lot of the times, though, if it's like a casual collector or like however that person picked up that binder, they don't know anything about Magic cards. Even casual collectors will put like cards they think are neat in a binder, because I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
Just from binders.
But for
that would come in the
$50,
store. It's a gamble.
I'm fine with spending $50 for a gamble.
Because you did it before and it worked out.
And we had all those.
Cabal coffers before they got reprinted.
Yeah.
When they were still $80 a piece.
And then we also got all those
Ristic Studies.
Ristic Studies.
Yeah, like there was a place that had Ristic Studies in that thing.
There's 5 of them because you got the worst one.
I did. I got the damaged one.
For free.
It was great.
It still plays.
I still play. Still in my blue white.
But I'm just at the market, seeing the pulse, of like.
And I got that land tax off that one random box that you got.
Yeah.
And I play that card too. And that's a near minty land tax.
Yeah, cause and it's fun just to go through. Like.
That. Because did somebody just give that to you?
Yeah, I think so.
And then there's a freaking near mint land tax, and it is white border, so it's not like a crazy black
Not
border,
crazy,
but it was still a near mint land tax, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Because it's got the original art, which is the best artwork for that card. Now, I will say that new land tax is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
But it's not as cool as the random Italian looking dude.
Yeah.
With the purple pimp hat. Like, it just, and like with all the jewelry, holding a fistful of money or something, like it. Yeah. It made no sense to have on a Magic card.
Should I buy some Mirrored and Besieged booster packs unopened?
I think I've bought one of those before and did a Chaos draft with it, but no.
See, I'm waiting for the person. I don't know if you heard me, but there's a person selling a Dominaria Master Draft Booster box for $67.
Wow, that seems incredibly low.
Yes, but I messaged and nothing.
That seems sketchy.
It is sketchy.
Oh, one thing that happened in Magic since we podcasted last is the One Ring has been found and sold to Post Malone.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, for $2 million.
That is awesome, and they talked about it on the Joe Rogan Experience. Like, what? Biggest podcast in the world. They were talking about Magic for a solid 15 minutes.
Yep.
Crazy.
I've been rewatching Home Improvement.
Yes.
And guess what was on Randy's desk in this last episode I watched?
What?
Magic the Gathering cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
See anything spicy?
No. Well, first it's in standard definition, so you can't.
Right.
It was all the cards were flipped on its back, but you can clearly tell it was the back of Magic the Gathering cards.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That they use them as like props for that.
Back in the '90s, they probably were.
Yeah, that was
expensive cards.
Yeah. Jeez. Then
they're probably alpha cards just strewn on his room, like whatever.
So where did those end up?
Yeah, I know.
They're just sitting in a prop box somewhere.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Magic. I'm still liking Magic. I just, man, I can't.
I've had a hankering to play some Commander recently.
I do want to play again, or play big deck.
Somebody else reached out to me recently about Big Deck. Maybe was it Jeremy? Last
Jeremy
time we
wanted
talked
to play,
him?
yeah.
Yes, because we had him over for.
Well, so my
D&D.
birthday's next month, so maybe we'll have like play
Big Deck night.
Big Deck and some Catan or something like that. Because last birthday we played the game of Catan and then all you guys dipped out.
The only reason I left is because everybody else was leaving.
Yeah, and then everybody left. And
I wanted to play more games.
I did too. Well, people left, and then I looked at Holly and said, everybody just left.
Even if everybody leaves again, John, I'll stay and play Big
Okay.
Deck.
Yeah, that's so. Oh man, Magic the Gathering. We'll see how this set. I don't think this set's going to be as crazy,
No,
so it might be priced where
it's
I might buy a
standard
couple.
set. It's a
Yeah,
standard set.
I definitely going to get Sir Gingerbread.
It doesn't seem like they've done any serialized in it, so it'll be normal-ish.
Oh yeah, finally. But no, they're doing this confetti foil. That's the anime treatment
Yeah,
with
that's-
confetti foil, whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
It seems like that's here to stay. That doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
What, the anime stuff?
The variant.
Oh yeah,
era
the
thing.
20 different variants of
Yeah.
of things that.
I would have thought by now they would have. I don't know though. I mean, it does take them a while to change directions. I just can't see them putting that genie back in the bottle. I think it's here to stay. If you don't like the serialized and all the crazy variants, there is still a benefit to being a player and living through this era. Is while the sealed product is expensive, boy, are those normal singles cheap.
Oh yeah, buy singles.
If you don't like the crazy borderless treatments and you don't care
you
about
just
the
need
serial,
the card to play.
yeah, geez, the
Man.
normal version has never been cheaper.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good deal.
Now there still seems to be like the Chase Mythic in every set or the Chase Rare, but they're not what they used to be. Like the Mythics are. The Mythics definitely are. If you
But
get
then there's some also poop mythics.
there's a lot of poop
A
Mythics.
lot of poop mythics. Like, why is this even a mythic?
There's a lot of those. Like I said, looking at from Eldraine, looking at you, Celestial Archon or Realm Giant or whatever that card was.
Oh,
Remember, it was
yeah.
like it was a bad Wrath of God on one half and
Yep.
a Vanilla Giant on the other. Like,
Knows a mythic.
and then they're like, it's a mythic. Yeah, mythic for this one.
So what else is there? New games that are hitting Kokomo, our area,
Oh yeah.
is
So
One
Star-
Piece.
One Piece is apparently a big thing now.
One-
A bigger thing than One Piece, though, is definitely Shadowverse. So,
That's not on here.
So Shadow, I'm surprised it's not. I bet if you look up Shadowverse,
It's
it'll
right here,
pop up.
Shadowverse.
Yep. So Shadowverse was a online-only card game. Started in Japan, got ported over to America. I played it for a while. When I was real big into Hearthstone, one of the Hearthstone streamers I watched switched to this for a little bit,
Yeah.
and I liked it. And it is like Magic because there are instant speed effects basically, so you can do things on your opponent's turn, and that was not very common, especially for online card games. So it was neat. It's like anime art style, and that's whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. So that's kind of what made me lose interest because I'm not super into that.
Yeah, One Piece is kind of like that too.
Well, One Piece is based on an anime/manga, so yeah, I mean that checks out.
I don't know. I just.
But you
bought-
showed me those One Piece cards; they look really good.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing. Even with the card games that do have the anime art style, they always make the cards look good. Because
Yeah.
I remember when we would sell the Final Fantasy card game, a lot of those looked really good. Weiss cards, they look really good. As game pieces though, I think the Weiss cards are pretty bad because the text is super small and all the information is very weirdly laid out on the card. Now, I guess when I say the Weiss cards look good, I guess I mean specifically like the crazy expensive ones. Our Weiss friends will kill me because I can't remember SPs or something like that. The like signed ones, yeah, those ones look good. But like the normal Weiss card does not look very good.
He slandered us. Would be
Probably.
for a lot of low grade virtue and valor and fate dominion. Oh.
So yeah, Shadowverse is taking off.
Shadowverse One Piece and here in Kokomo.
And Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Shatterpoint, people were playing that. We saw someone playing Legion the other night.
Well, it was
a test. It was a learn to play.
Yeah.
But
we'll learn to play match with the Clone Wars starter set.
Yeah, Droids won. Spoiler. Come on now.
Well, the meta overall never reflected that experience that we had. Like, people online did not have the same problems with droids that we did. They were never that menace. So I guess we're scrubs and not good at playing against the droids. But
So in my time, I have never played against droids.
It was rough. I played against droids a lot. Almost every match that I played.
I got you.
It was like just craziness. Because they just out-activated you, and I feel like that was the problem.
Yeah.
Even if their activations weren't great, you had to get lucky rolls to like even the playing field on your white dice rolls. Like,
I tell you what, I just sold a bunch of my Star Wars Legion new in-box Rebel Legion and Commanders for $5 a box at the yard sale.
Yeah.
Because I am just over assembly and painting.
Yeah, I got rid of the lats, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's sold. Yeah. Guy, what's his name?
Callus.
Callus.
Yeah, I think that's sold.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he
no,
did?
he did. Oh.
If I do, he's in a box in my car somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's the last piece of Legion I have. But I definitely sold those lats. Because those were new in box too. I mean, I bought those things because that was good. I was all about the Pout Bomb list that I found when they came out. But I never put them together because that one was going to be an undertaking.
Yeah.
Like, because you had to assemble the cockpit and then the rest of the ship around it. But first, you needed to paint the cockpit before you did the rest of it. John just broke his chair.
Yeah, kind of did. Well, his chair's jacked anyway.
Oh boy.
If you guys want to buy, let's open a new gamer chairs. Just email us at real let's open
Wow. Can't even get the email right, John.
I can't.
We're really knocking the rust off today, aren't we?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Now, one thing though, as John and I have been absent from this, we've been playing a lot of video games. So much Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah, Stardew Valley.
That was one thing that took up a big chunk of time.
It did, because we were just playing it into the night, like every day. It was fun. Our girlfriend wives got into it, so we were playing 4-player co-op.
4-player split screen still.
It was good stuff. It was fun. I love that game. But then I got Stardew'd out. Because you can do it so many times over and over, and it's like... it's fun. Like,
and you weren't even really into the whole of the game, because you didn't like interacting with the NPCs.
I just like...
I'm farming. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm in the mine. This is what I'm doing.
Yep.
The NPCs don't exist. What are these festivals we have to go to?
Yeah,
why do we have to do
this? That's just messing up my ability to buy seeds.
Oh man, so it's a great game. It's been out for a little while. I still follow the Concerned Ink guy on Twitter, and he's kind of he's still working on the Dark Chocolatier thing.
Yeah,
I think that'll be cool when that comes out.
Yeah. Well, also he just is about to release
1.6.
1.6. Yeah.
So that'll be neat. Another game that I've been getting into, I downloaded Chivalry too, and I think I quickly realized it's probably not the game for me. But it seems really neat. I watch when people stream it. It's a very real, it is a more realistic, like medieval combat simulator. So you're a knight or a peasant, and then you get some armor, and then a sword, and then you fight. But it's real difficult on a controller because every button does like 3 things.
Yeah, you're telling me.
And you have to remember what the things do. But it's really neat the way the combat works. Like, it is cool. You got a little stamina bar. Each action that does a thing. It's like a real sword fight because you need to have the initiative in the fight, and it does feel like a dance and tempo to it. So it's real cool. But man, I did the like tutorial, and then I hopped in like a lobby and just got wrecked. And I'm like, okay. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy a game that does have a bit of a learning curve if you can get good at it. Like, to me, Battlefront 2 had a little bit of one. I wasn't the best at that initially, and I've since gotten a lot better at it. I've played a lot of hours on it. But the initial gameplay loop is not enough in Chivalry 2 to hook me, really, because it is so complex right off the bat. And then, let's see, what is another video game? Oh, you're really excited for Starfield.
Yeah, I just downloaded Starfield, the pre-release. I just bought the ability to play on September 1st. Come on, it's Fallout, Skyrim in space. Planets are randomly generated or procedurally generated.
I've seen a lot of people dogging on it in a few different ways. One big one is the graphics. Is that they don't look that
Next
great.
gen. That's just it's a Bethesda game. None of the graphics ever look decent.
It is Bethesda.
It's gonna be buggy as hell coming out. It's gonna have heads falling off,
Yeah.
people clipping out of the screen. I mean, that's just what Bethesda games are known for.
Yeah.
But people love them.
Yeah.
Fallout 4, fantastic game. People, your NPCs clipping out of nowhere. Skyrim.
Still, dude, it's crazy to me that there's still like some pretty big game-breaking bugs in Skyrim that they just did not care to fix.
They don't care.
Like, the one that got me was when I was doing the Thieves Guild quest. So I'm going to go on this whole rant. I am going to do it. I've done it several times, so here we go. So if you're doing the Thieves Guild quest, if you're going to go convene with the Night Raven or whatever, the Nightingales, that's it. When you're going to summon Nocturnal, you go with Carlia and the one dude, I can't remember his name, he works for the Thieves Guild, one of the higher up guys. Not Gallus. Or no, Gallus was the guy they killed. I don't know, the one Thieves Guild guy, because
Yeah.
you go. So then you gotta summon Nocturnal. Once you get the armor on, the special Thieves Guild armor, then you go to the ritual chamber. Sometimes there's a bug where Carlia is the only, so you can't pull the chain to open the gate. She has to. But sometimes there's a bug where she'll walk up to the chain and then immediately leave. And if she does that, you can't continue. You're done. That save file won't fucking work anymore. If you're on a PC, you can reload her and it'll work. And I had some mods that let me like clone NPCs. I'm like, maybe one of these NPCs will get it to work. But no, because Carlia bugged, they all turned around and walked away.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, that's dumb.
Oh, they're going to remaster Oblivion.
Again?
They never remastered Oblivion.
So, one of the things I found yesterday while digging, I've got an Xbox One version of Oblivion.
Yeah, they made an Xbox
Right,
One
they
version,
ported it,
but they're going to remaster it.
so it looked better.
They'll look better, and I loved Oblivion.
So I played a little bit of Oblivion, like I'm talking 15 minutes, but the fucking skeletons in the beginning, like, they're not Skyrim skeletons. No. They're way more difficult.
Yeah, I love, but that's when I was in college. Xbox 360 just came out. I had no money. I had a credit card, and the
Oblivion!
The Kmart Essentials next to my apartment complex had one, and I bought it, and I bought Oblivion, and I didn't get anything done with my schoolwork for a while.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome.
Oh, man.
But when I saw they were going to remaster it, I'm like,
So I'll have to try the remaster then. Maybe we'll clean up some of the bugs.
yeah, I think it'll be good. I wish they would just. I mean, I'm glad Starfield's wrapping up because then they can focus their developers and game makers to the new Skyrim, not Skyrim, the new Elder Scrolls.
Because they've been awful, just hush hush. Because weren't they doing them like every 11 years or whatever?
Yeah.
And then
Bethesda
they
does not.
They
Bethesda does
whipped.
not. They take their time to make a buggy game.
Yeah.
Like.
No, it's because the scope of them usually is pretty big. In Starfield, the scope seems very, very, very
It's
big.
it's going to be an undertaking for them.
The only thing with it is, I don't know. So, I listened to one person online, I can't remember who, talk about it. And they're like, well, the only other real game that is like this is kind of No Man's Sky because...
Yeah.
But what you ended up with there is that most of the worlds are kind of empty and lifeless, which is true, or they feel like mostly empty. And there's no real story to that game. Like,
no. This one's going to have a story.
Right.
You're gonna be able
you can interact with all these NPCs that generate and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just super excited for it.
The difference is that your set of worlds and NPCs is only yours because there's no multiplayer.
Yeah.
So it's going to be totally different from your next playthrough. And it's going to be totally different from your friend's playthrough.
Yeah.
Now there's still going to be certain factions and things that happen. And that was one thing we were talking about the other night when we were playing. That game, the board game, where we got wrecked endlessly again. What is the board game we was?
Skyrim.
Nope, not Skyrim. But yes, we usually do bad at that game too.
ISS Vanguard.
Vanguard. Jeez.
Yes.
Wow, totally memory wiped there. Andy was talking to us, and yeah, if you want 100% the game, it's going to take well over 1,000 hours and
Yes.
like 4 different playthroughs.
Yeah. That's going to be crazy.
Which I've never.
At least you get your value.
I've never 100% in Skyrim, so.
No, I never 100% game. When I was younger, I used to be big into achievement hunting.
Yeah.
Especially with the Halo games.
I've been doing that more recently.
When Halo would release, I'd be at midnight at GameStop, get it. I already have 3 other friends. We had all our Xboxes set up in like somebody's apartment or my house, and we beat the game that morning on Legendary. Because if you beat it on Legendary, you unlock Legendary achievements, hard achievements, medium achievements. So you get like 400 gamer score right off the bat.
So you want to know something crazy? There's one achievement on Stardew Valley I think that's got to be near impossible to do if you still plan on tending your farm, and that is, it's like the most difficult one to do. It's at the bottom of the list. I was looking through it.
A lot of their achievements are hard.
Yes. This one's crazy. You have to have max friendship level with every NPC.
Yeah.
Or with 20 or more, or whatever it was. Like, it's basically all of the NPCs. You
Yes.
have to have max friendship level with. And I'm like, what? Because I didn't know this until more recently. Every day that you don't talk to an NPC, your score with them degrades.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you have to, like, just spend, all of your time just going and talking to NPCs to make that happen?
Yeah.
And, like, you can't do anything else?
You can't do anything else. Oh. Let's move on, because what's big out now? Ahsoka.
Oh.
Ahsoka comes out tonight.
The third
Tonight is-
episode.
It's the 3rd episode if you're listening to this podcast. It's the 3rd episode. I'm fully expecting a lull in the story, because that's how Star Wars is told.
Well, that's also that's the Disney Plus formula. They hook you with the 2 episodes, and then immediately it's not as good.
Yeah.
And
Like, it's not bad, but it's just slower, because it's storytelling.
they need to ditch the week-to-week formula, I think, and then, because what
Or
it
maybe
does,
tonight's going to be really good.
I think it's going to be good personally, because they need this one to be good.
Yes.
Now, I saw a video that's like, the initial watch numbers were not very good for it, which surprises me.
Yeah.
Because it's so heavily tied into the Mandoverse, and it's like Rebels Season 5.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't see how it's not going to do well. But at the same token, it's falling into some of the same complaints that I have, like with the Disney Plus Star Wars and the fucking lightsaber stabbed through the chest. We're going to go on this soapbox.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why? Like, my complaint with it is not that you're doing it and having them survive. That's a totally separate issue that I honestly care less about.
Yeah.
The big one that I care about, it's super lazy storytelling to stab them for some kind of emotional cliffhanger, and then immediately in the next episode, they're fine.
Yeah. Or, immediately in the next episode thumbnail, she's fine.
Yeah, like, what are you trying
She's
to
in
do?
her... Yeah.
She's in her armor at the mural.
Yeah,
and
like, that's the thumbnail they had. Like,
for episode 2.
yes. So, like, I was talking to Gavin, and I was like, they should have just, like, chopped her hand off and gave her a robot hand.
Yeah.
Like, just... Because everybody loses a limb in Star Wars.
And if she's not force sensitive, which they're flirting with that.
They're
I think.
flirting with... Because... They kind of said she is, but then she's like, my ability sucks, and Hudain was like, yeah, you pretty much suck.
Yeah.
Out of the 1,000
So-
years I've seen Padawans, you're basically the suckiest.
Well, because she's not really force sensitive,
No.
I don't think, and that's probably why. Now the big thing, and which is good because in Rebels that they established Sabine not force sensitive.
Yeah,
but she can still wield a lightsaber, not in
that's a
force.
different whole set of skills.
Yeah, different thing.
She's a Mandalorian. She knows how to fight,
And she fought with a dark saber.
and she did. She learned by Kaden. from Kanan.
And she didn't have the weird weight problem that Din Djarin did.
Come on. Nobody has a weight problem with that damn Darksaber except for Din Djarin.
It's interesting.
When the armor's like waving it around and stuff like that, she's like, whatever, it's just some fucking lightsaber. But
Yeah.
when Din Djarin's like, this thing's a fucking 800-pound piece of fucking bullshit.
You can cut his leg.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's because I watched an interesting video that explained it, and it was like, it's because he was not meant to wield it.
Yeah.
And so it was resisting him, and the lightsaber crystals can do that.
Yeah.
It just seems strange that it doesn't really do it for anybody else
Except for him.
Like,
I did see the article that Din Djarin or Pedro Pascal came out and said Bo-Katan can now be the new Mandalorian. Like, he is fine.
Oh yeah.
With him stepping away.
I think that would be neat.
I think that's the way they're kind of going with that story.
And
I mean, you kind of just shoved off Ahsoka. We'll go back to it, but
yeah,
it's just like the story. This last season of Mandalorian was basically Bo-Katan.
right. And some people didn't like that. I did. I thought it was neat because it was a continuation of a character that we've seen several times, and we've seen. She's always been like a background side character, like a little bit in the Clone Wars Season 7, a good little arc there in Rebels, and then so now we get to see Katie Sackhoff in live action, which is great. I wish they could have used. So this ties back into Ahsoka a little bit. Like, it was neat that they used her in live action. Like, I get maybe that Ahsoka's voice actress couldn't be used in live action because she doesn't physically kind of meet the height requirement or whatever. I mean, Rosario Dawson does great. No complaints there. They made the Leku look a lot better this time with the Montrails.
Mm-hmm.
They look better than they did in The Mandalorian. So, I'm impressed there. They've really translated that character well. Rosario Dawson's great. I love her in pretty much everything I've ever seen her in. So this is nothing different there. But Hera, the actress they've got playing her, does really good. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Obi-Wan's wife.
Yep.
But I looked at the one lady. She's not that much older than Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think they could have used Hera's voice actress.
Maybe they didn't model. So, like, Bo-Katan?
Sometimes they do model characters after the live action, after the person who voices them.
Because they didn't do it with Kanan.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. So you could not have him.
I think you could.
Live action.
I think you could have had him as a live action Kanan, and I think you can in a flashback.
When he's younger.
When he's blind.
Ah, yeah, because he just had that big thing on his face.
Yes. Yeah, you can slap a fake beard on him, and then a little wig for the little ponytail, and then, you're good to go.
I think you're right.
I think you can do that.
I think you could do that. That would be awesome. I would love to see the live act. Think that was such a sad episode of Rebels when Kanan died. Spoiler alert, he dies. He's holding back that stuff with the Force and his eyes turned back.
I saw something hilarious. It's like, you're one with the Force when the Force gives you your eyesight back so you can see yo girl one last time.
Yeah.
Oh man, and so the video was about explaining why Kanan is one of the best Jedi, because he never really flirted with the dark side, and he went through incredible trials and tribulations.
Yeah,
survived Order 66, survived being blinded,
and never turned away.
Yeah, and saw his student struggle, and he also managed to have a relationship where he was not possessive. He didn't let his attachments prevent him from doing his duty as a Jedi.
Yeah.
He was a great example of that, and all the more reason why Luke's character in the sequel's awful.
Yes.
Because that's what Luke Skywalker was about in the
he was making out with his sister.
Well, no, Mara Jade, but he was about it, and then there was the Skywalker
Anyway, but Ahsoka, I really enjoyed it. It's really great to see your anime characters come to life.
Big fan theory.
What?
Ready? Ezra's that Inquisitor.
Oh, there's 4 different things. That he's Cal Kestis, that he's Starkiller,
Oh,
That-
Cal Kestis. What?
Yes, there's a fan theory that he's Cal Kestis.
I don't think he's Star Killer. I listened to
but he
Dude
was
Bro talk about it. Sam Whitwer.
but he was credited in the thing. Credited in the episode, I don't know.
I didn't know Sam Whitwer had a credit, but what was he credited? Like, is it acting or was it for other?
I don't know. I just saw the thing where it's like he must be the Inquisitor.
Interesting.
I don't think it's Ezra.
I think if they use him in live action, it's not going to be Star Killer.
No, it'll be somebody.
Like, he
else.
made a very compelling argument for why it wouldn't be Star Killer. And it was for it to be Star Killer. The whole point of like Star Killer's arc in those games is he's Vader's secret apprentice.
Yes.
And Sam Witwer's like, well, if you look at Rebels, he's really like Kanan, Ezra, and the Grand Inquisitor all kind of rolled into one person, and that's really who Star Killer was.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why at the end of both of the games you get like, oh, do you want the light side ending? Do you want the dark side ending? Like, how do you want to do it? But specifically, I guess, more the first one. So it's like, he's kind of complex in that way. He's got to be way more powerful than all the Inquisitors, and that was kind of the whole thing with the Inquisitors. The reason that Palpatine and Vader were cool with having them was that they didn't train them very hard.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't give them a lot
Purposefully.
of dark side knowledge to keep them in their place, sort of
Yes.
thing. So if he were to be an Inquisitor, he'd have to be still Vader's secret apprentice. He would have to be like, he'd have to hide his prowess.
Yes.
So I don't know, and that could just it's not the first time they've had actors live. I mean, they had Andrew Garfield gaslight the world for a year before Spider-Man No Way Home came out.
Yep.
Like, and he's like, nope, that's not me. Nope, not in this movie. I think that would be me, but not me. Nope.
And boom, he is.
And then Jimmy Fallon's like, but is this you on set? And he's like, nope, not me. That's a Photoshop. Fake news.
Fake news. My favorite Star Wars character.
So
is
I could see it.
Chopper. And
Dude,
it was great to see him.
So somebody put subtitles to Chopper when he was in the when they were in the ship chasing the Inquisitors at the end, and so Hera's flying and they're getting shot at, and then he's like, "Bum, bum, bum," and then the subtitles are "Shoot it down!"
Yeah.
And then
Chopper
he's like,
wanted to kill people.
He's like, I can't shoot it down. It's gonna fall into the city. He's like, that's not our problem. Like,
Chopper, murderous robot.
the best.
He's the best.
The
he
best.
has. I think it's Luke Skywalker with #1 kills and Chopper close second.
We're close second.
So.
See, I've not seen the video explaining that, and when I went back and rewatched Rebels, I'm like, I wasn't looking out for it, so I don't remember.
He kills so.
He kills a lot of stormtroopers,
He
just kind of
lots
randomly.
of stormtroopers. And in a comical way too. Like he thinks it's hilarious. And he
Yeah.
laughs.
Right.
Like he murders them.
Yeah.
And laughs.
Yeah.
Like
It's Chopper.
it's like I love it. I wonder when we're going to get to see Thrawn. I hope they don't just play us out to only get to see Thrawn in like the last episode. Like I hope the whole season's not them trying.
But
to
that's
get
what
Thrawn.
they're doing. They're setting up Heir to the Empire.
No, I just want to see Thrawn. That's probably my most favorite character.
Right.
I read the books. The books are fantastic about Thrawn.
New ones or old ones?
The new ones.
Okay.
The three stories.
Yeah.
That's how I told you
Right.
that he knows that Darth Vader's Anakin.
Right. Because he's got that chiss vision.
His chiss vision.
Do these red eyes look like...
It was cool.
do these red eyes look like they care? John and I played a Star Wars role-playing game for a little bit, and we had a character who was a chiss, force sensitive.
Which is canon.
Yeah.
They call them force.
No, they were like way seekers or something.
Way
like
seekers,
that.
force seekers, force.
Because they navigated through the unknown.
They used them as navigators, but then they lost their force sensitivity as they older because they didn't train.
Right.
Yeah. But they used them to navigate wild space.
I thought it was mostly females.
It was usually mostly females in the chest.
But I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of restrictions unless there were like straight up races that are like, nope, no force sensitive.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's a role-playing game.
Yeah,
It's fantasy.
And there were some other problems, but yeah, I let people do whatever they want, pretty much. If you want to be just force sensitive, you go for it.
I was just a human.
Z6.
I just wanted to be a human, not force sensitive.
Every group's got to have a Han Solo.
Yeah,
But you were cooler than Han Solo because you had a Z6 and Han Solo was a Z6.
He doesn't have a Z6, and Han Solo wasn't addicted to spice.
And then we had like I'm trying to remember what his character was. He was the little furry guy,
Yeah.
but they're not. He wasn't an Ewok.
No, I forget.
And I don't know that they've maybe been pictured once. There was like a little bat guy, basically.
Yeah.
But apparently they're very smart, and so he played like a doctor type character.
Yeah.
That was neat. Oh, who else was in this party? Now this is what we're going to talk about.
We had a couple Mandalorians.
We had a Mandalorian,
Two.
a Trandoshan,
Trandoshan, that's right.
a Tusken Raider.
Tusken Raider. That was interesting. My character hated that guy. I wanted to murder him.
So yeah, we certainly took some liberties with some things, but I mean it was fun.
It was.
While it lasted.
It was just too much.
And then we had a BB.
Yeah, it was just too many people.
Too many. BB update.
BB update.
UP-B8. So back to Ahsoka. Overall, I liked where it was going. So like all those things they were referencing with Ahsoka being a bad Padawan, that happened right after Rebels, and then like we're seeing, they did the shot-for-shot remake thing.
Yeah. Oh.
And so that was a little confusing.
Kind of like Episode 1 was kind of like a in between and the end of season 5 or season 4 or whatever.
Right.
Rebels actually starts in Episode 2 of Ahsoka.
No.
No.
That is not what happens. So that's why it's confusing right there, because it looks like that's what happens, but it's not the case, because Sabine has a speech that she gives to Ahsoka, or right before Ahsoka walks in that room. So right after that moment in Rebels, then they go on and they try to find Ezra or whatever and can't.
Okay.
And then that's when the relationship there gets dicey between Ahsoka and Sabine. So this is like them trying to do it again, sort of thing.
Well, they got a map now.
From what I
that
understand.
Sabine lost because she had to take it to a place she could think. You mean?
So I went back and I looked up some pictures of the Clone Wars. Bro, that one, and you brought up Marin from the Fallen Order games. She got the like super duper white.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, and all of them do. Like, but this Dathomir lady does not. I think that's strange.
Maybe she's just a practicing Dathomir?
No, she said she's from Dathomir. She's like, I'm one of the last remaining witches of Dathomir.
Maybe she puts on makeup to blend in so she doesn't scare.
Or that's just what they're doing with them in live action.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me, I guess. I just thought it was strange. Or like you said, maybe because like she's not on Dathomir, or there's like a different thing. I don't know. Again, it's just like maybe they didn't think it would translate well, but they did it with the Grand Inquisitor. They still made him the weird, like, pale white.
They made him look bad.
And they did make him look bad. That's a different problem. Like that one, they did not translate well for some reason. They did it perfectly.
It's like, whoa, you got fat.
Yeah. Well, no, his head just totally changed shape.
Yeah.
Like, not even close to the same.
Yeah. And you can't say that you can't recreate it because they
did Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. They had them looking exactly like they do. Yeah. So, blah on you.
So, I don't know. And I
But
understand.
Obi-Wan was just-
Yeah, that's no problem. I understand they got a budget or whatever, but it's Disney. They have no excuse.
I'm just saying the tracking of Obi-Wan was just not good.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm hopeful for Ahsoka. I like it so far.
Yeah, I like it so far. It's going to be on in a couple hours. We're excited.
It'll be neat. But yeah, the big thing, I don't like the stab, and mostly just for it's a cheap bacon. Like,
Yeah,
we know we're going to
100%,
see
yeah.
Sabine again.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, at least make her lose an arm and then just give her her hand back or something. Like,
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen anybody lose like a thing in a while. I guess
Yeah.
Cobb Vanth, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, because he got, shot several times and is fine. Like, that's just, there's a lot of that in Star Wars now. Is
Did you
people
know
getting shot and being fine. And
They
people,
recasted Boba Fett. It is not Tamara Morrison anymore.
Whoa.
He got completely shoved out. They recasted him.
Because he was all up in arms about no Book of Boba Fett season 2,
Yep.
and he was real pushing for it.
Yep. They recasted him, and they'll just keep him in a helmet, like they're doing with the Mandalorian with Din Djarin.
No way.
Yep. Saw the article on it the other day. I was like, Tim Morrison was recasted. I'm like, how? That's like, how do you do that? Because he's
All the clones.
He's all the clones. He's exactly what Boba Fett would look like.
Yeah.
Because he's a clone without growth hormones or anything like that.
Right.
But they're talking about keeping him in the helmet.
That's so lame. And what, are they going to have D. Bradley Baker do the voice, like from Clone Wars, basically?
I don't know what they're going to do. But they recast him as Boba Fett. Now,
because I've really liked everything he's done so far. And some people had some problems with the Book of Boba Fett. I'm sure when we were doing those,
just how the track, like...
I think I think I said this during our kind of finale episode discussion. I think if they would have cut it in chronological order, you have a much better story.
Yes.
The problem was all the flashbacks, and you have all the stories going back and forth. And I think a show that did it, or a show that did what they were trying to do but better, was Andor. Because they had the couple different stories going at the same time, but it worked. But it wasn't like they were flashbacks.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, you're still focusing on just that one character.
Yep.
And cutting around between them in points in time. When I really think if you take it from, he saves Fennec Shan, and then, he gets out of the Sarlacc pit, has his dances with wolves with the Tusken Raiders. Because I really liked that stuff. I thought it was really cool. Then he meets Fennec Shand again, and then they go get screwed over by the Pikes, and then he becomes Daimyo, and see the whole thing. It would have been a lot more growth and progression. And then the final... And then the final showdown with the Pikes would have been... It needs a recut, I think. If you recut it, it would be really, really good. And Tamara Morrison, of course, does a phenomenal job the whole time. That's one of my favorite Star Wars memes, is like a bantha.
Yeah.
Like a bantha. Like, come on. So that's a shame. That is a big loss, I think, to Star Wars. They don't really recast people very often.
No.
So that's kind of... I hope they will rescind and reconsider.
Yeah. So everybody stand up to the recasting.
Yeah.
But...
Cancel your Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of people are doing that anyway as well, and that could be contributing to the lower watch numbers because the prices keep going up.
They do. Well, we're over an hour, so I think we should wrap it up.
Okie dokie.
That's a little long podcast.
It's not.
Yeah. We want to thank you for listening. We hope you guys like our new format where we just kind of skim some topics and we just really dive into it, talk about it. To all you European listeners, thank you so much. You guys are a big portion of our listeners.
I would like to also thank the European listeners, but I did have a thought about this, John. They might not be from Europe. They could just be using a VPN.
Oh, that too. But according to the information that I have on...
A lot of you are in Europe.
A lot of you guys are in Europe. So thank you for listening. Thank you, Kingdom Cards and Games here in Kokomo, Indiana, for helping sponsor Let's Open It. And please like, comment, subscribe, and support your local game stores. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
YouTube, hopefully you guys actually was able to hear something instead of just the air conditioner. We should have some stuff coming out with Wilds of Eldraine.
Yeah,
openings. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. You got 2 bye-byes out of me today, YouTube. 2 of them.